Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Tracy Show. As you can see, this evening I am solo. I'm going to definitely try to keep this show as short as possible. I'm a little fatigued today, so that's probably why I'm just not up for a 2 hour show today. Um, but we will get to our topic here in just a moment. Hey, Parker, how are you? I'm glad you could join me today, so I'll have somebody to talk to. Um, you see the title where it says Best Cartoon Rivalries, and of course, I'm going to get to that. I promise I will. I promise I will. But I gotta talk about the Trump tape. Oh my goodness. I was one of these people that didn't believe that kind of still hesitant on whether Trump will actually go to prison. Oh my goodness. I mean, he's literally on tape saying these are classified. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I got two people in here today. Hey, sis. Okay. So, I usually, I've always like, they're not going to put him in prison. They're not going to put him in prison. This is making a really strong case. But I'll get to that here in just a moment. Um, I'm going to pay some bills first. So obviously, if you're watching this and you haven't yet, please subscribe. I am still stuck at 115. I want to be at 1,000 subscribers by December. So I need more people to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. And special announcement, which I will announce at the end of the show, this Friday, I am doing a special about the worst piece of chain. And it should say chains, but I'm ranking them. So my top, I'll be ranking from, I think there's 7 I have. I'll be ranking the worst 7 national piece of chains. If you want to be a part of that discussion, email me at tracymediallc@gmail by Thursday so I can give you the link. It's going to be a really fun discussion. I decided, you know what, why don't I just do this on Friday? And it will be at 9 p.m. It won't be at 8. It'll be at 9 p.m. So that gives me time to take my insulin, eat, and not be distracted. So if you want to be a part of it, just email me. There's my email address. The March for Medicare for All virtual event is going to be July 22nd. That is a Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Even though it's a virtual Indiana event, anybody in the United States can definitely take part. Yeah, that tape was funny. I don't think there's humor in it, and like the people around him, they just coddle him, and that's crazy. Um, but I had to bring up the tape because I don't know how long. Like, can I go until Saturday and not talk about the tape? I don't know how CNN got it. I don't know who leaked it. I don't know anything. I just know that it's out and it's not looking good for your boy. I mean, it's just not. This dude is showing people, saying it's classified, talking about our plans to attack Iran. Are you serious? There should be like for future presidents, like some type of not oath because they already take an oath, but some sort of loyalty test. People have always said Trump is very smart, but he's not. I mean, he's literally on tape. I wonder who recorded him though. Like, who recorded him saying that? There's a whole lot of questions I have, but I'll try to answer those on my Saturday show. Um, and I want to get to the list because, like I said, I'm just not gonna be up to doing a long show. The most dangerous. He's in the top. Well, okay, I'll give you that, but calling him president. Um, so let's start our list off. And if anybody has a rivalry that I have forgotten, um, just put it in the comment section. Um, the way Trump says it over and over was kind of funny to hear. It's like he repeats it 5 times, saying this is classified, so I'm not supposed. Right? I'm not supposed to show you. I'm not supposed. Shut up! Don't talk. Just, you know what you should do? Change your plea to guilty. Just go ahead. I mean, you're literally the prosecution's like, we rest our case and play the tape. Play the tape. Say you rest your case, and then just go. Um, I'm trying to see something on my phone here because the picture is going to tell you who I kind of have on this list. But there's some I don't, and of course, I don't have um I think this has suggested um Cobra and G.I. Joe. Um Not on the list. And the reason is I'm doing individual rivalries, not group. So, Cobra had his group and G.I. Joe had his group. So, not really gonna do groups. I'm gonna do more of individual based rivalries. So, there won't be Optimus Prime versus Megatron. Um, no big rivalries. I didn't think about that, but that's more comic, and I'm talking about more like cartoons. But if we did have comic rivalries, that would be like right there. Um, so first rivalry, and before I get to this rivalry list, I gotta ask this one question. Um, no, Michael Bay versus I don't know what that is. Mr. Mr. Krabs versus is that SpongeBob SquarePants? I think that's SpongeBob SquarePants. Not sure. Um, why did Bugs Bunny have so many rivalries? Like I'm putting this list together, I'm like Bugs Bunny is in this list at least 3 times. Like, what? Like why you got so many rivalries going out here? Um, that's just something discuss in the comments because I'm real curious. Why does Bugs Bunny have so many rivals? So first one I gotta talk about: Wile E. Coyote versus the Roadrunner. Why? Just why? You talk about rivalries, and this is one of the very first ones that came to my mind. You have, of course, the Roadrunner who runs very fast. And then you have Wile E. Coyote that's trying to catch him. Is the Roadrunner male? Where did he get all of that money to buy that stuff from Acme? I mean, he had pianos and lumber and airplanes and I mean, he just had like all these things that he's buying from um like Acme. It's like none of it worked. Like nothing he did work except for that one episode, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. I mean, he was like he would paint like a rock. He would paint it black, and the Roadrunner would run right through it. And then he tried to run through it, and he would just splat. Stop. You're not gonna win, except for that one episode. So there was this one episode of the Roadrunner versus Wile E. Coyote, where Wile E. Coyote actually caught him. Turns to the camera, or they drew it this way. It says, "Well, what do you want me to do with him now? You wasted all of my time to ask that question. What were you gonna do?" It's just one of the. It's just one of the. Um, yes, that's a classic. Now I'm probably gonna name some things that or well before you were even born, because I'm going based off of my childhood. Um, that's on the thank you. So this one is my next one. Bugs Bunny versus Elmer Fudd. Um, how dumb is Elmer Fudd? Like, how stupid can you be? I mean, you're a hunter or uh, whatever Elmer Fudd was, and just oh my gosh, Bugs Bunny made him look so stupid. I'm like, oh gosh. I don't really want to go into. Well, yeah, I do because I gotta make this show a little bit longer. And remember, you can also watch this show on my website, TracyMediaLLC.com, because that's another place you can watch it besides YouTube. And I'm trying to expand my website, so I would appreciate any visitors there. So I'm going to type in Bugs Bunny versus Elmer Fudd because I really want to get into what they were doing. And of course, oh, here's a good question: did Elmer Fudd ever shoot Bugs Bunny? Elmer Fudd took a more villainous role on the Looney Tunes Back in Action. He first appeared in Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck co-star, and then movie where he shoots Daffy repeatedly. But we want to know, did he shoot Bugs Bunny? And is later seen shooting Bugs per the film's script after Daffy's firing. So I guess he did. Um, we got somebody trying to call me, but that's okay. We're gonna not do that today. Okay, so the first time they appeared together was in a short called Bugs Bunny. I cannot talk. Bugs Bunny versus Elmer Fudd in Dynamic Dance New Looney. That's not the first time they appeared together. They actually appeared in 1942, and it was called Fresh Hare, Hare. Um, like I said, Elmer Fudd is just like, why did they do this um to me? Why? Elmer Fudd is just, who is Elmer Fudd? Elmer Fudd is like Ron DeSantis. There it is, my first political connection. Elmer Fudd is Ron DeSantis, and Bugs Bunny is Trump. Work with me here. So you got the sly, the slick, the conniving Bugs Bunny. But then you have Elmer Fudd, who's either completely stupid, which DeSantis is. I mean, Trump's not a lot smarter, but he has what it takes to take Bugs Bunny out, but he won't do it. Like, he puts the gun in the hole and the gun curves around, and it's just terrible. So, yeah, that's my Bugs and Elmer Fudd. What about Tweety Bird? Tweety Bird and Sylvester the cat. Okay, that's the one you're talking about. Um, I don't like those two. So they didn't make my list, but I guess you could put them on there. That's more like the Gen. Let's see, I'm Generation X, so that would be X, Y, Generation Y or Z or whatever they're called. Millennial. I never get what's called everything after Generation X. I don't know. There's Gen Z, and then do the millennials come before Gen Z? I don't know. Um, Elmer Fudd is Junior. I never thought about that. I'm gonna say Ron DeSantis because he's just a bumbling idiot. Oh my gosh, dude, you got everything it takes to take him out, and you won't do it. It's like you can't. Millennials, I think, are Gen Y. Okay, thank you. Because I was like, oh no. And Parker, you're what, Gen Z? Or what comes after, whatever's after Gen? I don't know. I just know I'm X. Um, This one little hair in front of my eye is just getting on my nerves. Sorry, I'm trying to get it and it's not coming the way I want. Okay, get it out my face. But yeah, that's who Elmer Fudd is. He's Ron DeSantis. Definitely Ron DeSantis. Okay, thank you, because I was like, I don't know why I got that wrong. So we talked about Bugs Bunny versus Elmer Fudd. What was the first one? Um, Tweety Bird versus Sylvester. Although I don't have a lot to say about that one. I don't even know what this one is. Michael Bay versus the Legacy of the Transformers. Like, explain that one to me because I don't know. Like I said, I don't watch SpongeBob SquarePants, so I'm not familiar with that one. So we did Bugs Bunny versus Elmer Fudd. We've done Wile E. Coyote versus Roadrunner. So now comes, let's see, who would be next? Okay, now this one, again, this is another Bugs Bunny one. Um, let's see. Oh, thank you. Roadrunner was first. Um, Michael Bay directed the Transformers movies, and they are regarded as bad movies. I knew they were bad, but I was like, okay, I don't get it. Because again, it's not cartoon rivalries, and we're not doing group rivalries. We're just doing single rivalries, I guess. Okay, so next rivalry, I didn't even think about. I know my sister suggested Superman versus Lex Luthor. Although that's more comic strip based, I won't do that one, but that kind of gives me an idea about a future one. So I'm trying to think of some rivalries I have forgotten, and I know I'm forgetting like a big one, and I'm gonna just cheat because I did not type these out. Probably should have, but oh well. Um, let's see. So I'm gonna type cartoon rivalries. RIV cartoon rivals. Okay. I don't even believe I forgot this one. Um, yes, Parker, he's on there. I'm gonna do him next, but I gotta do this one because I literally forgot about this one. Um, Popeye versus Brutus. Why were they fighting over olive oil? I think that was her name. Yeah, Olive. Olive oil. Why? Why? There weren't other women they could have had. Like, dude, y'all know she's got that kid who nobody knows who the father is. Um, Brutus is he's like he is definitely Trump. Again, we keep picking on Trump, but he's definitely Trump, mean, vicious, terrible. And then Popeye, I don't want to say he's Joe Biden. He's more like Hillary Clinton to me. Um, yeah, I forgot about um Popeye and Blue. If I don't learn how to speak, I am going to go crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so let's see which one's other. They got He-Man and Skeletor, but again, that was a series of characters. Let's see what Parker has. Peter Griffin and the Big Chicken. I love how they fight on just anything. Just all of a sudden, Peter's talking, and here comes the Big Chicken. Now, I don't know what political people you could kind of like put them to or compare them to. But yeah, that I didn't even think about the Big Chicken until Parker literally said it. And again, you guys out there watching, I know Parker's watching, I know my sister's watching, but you can comment on this. I'm trying to come up with this other one because, okay, so we're going to go with classic cartoon rivalries. Okay, so we said Oh yeah, they're on my list. Um, you know what? Here is a okay. So here's the thing. Um, I'm gonna maybe. This is a maybe. This is a maybe. So I'm gonna go with, let's see. Okay, I know there's a Bugs Bunny rivalries that I cannot think of. Allie Parker's comment up there for a while. Okay, so is it Bugs Bunny versus, is it Porky Pig? I don't think Porky Pig had any beef with anybody, but maybe he did. Nope, it's not. I this rivalry is the. I know Bugs Bunny's in it. It's not. What's that big chicken's name? The one that says I says." What is the name of that chicken? That big chicken. Oh, ooh, Froghorn Leghorn. That's it. No rivalries there. I know it was Bugs Bunny, and it's not Bugs Bunny Daffy because I'm gonna get to that one. Okay, so it's Bugs Bunny versus, is it Marvin the Martian? No, I didn't like Marvin the Martian. Yosemite Sam. Oh my gosh, that's it. That is it. Okay, yes. Bugs Bunny versus Yosemite Sam. Like I said, Bugs Bunny's got rivalries with like everybody. Like he beefs with everybody. He cannot keep the peace. That's why I keep saying he's definitely a Trump. He's definitely a Trump because he cannot keep peace um with anybody. But yeah, the rivalry I want to talk about next is the Yosemite Sam versus Bugs Bunny. So this one again, this one goes way back, way back, way back before even I was born. Um, you would have basically, it was basically the same plot with Bugs. Whether it was Elmer Fudd or Yosemite Sam, they were trying to capture him. Um, couldn't, made them look stupid, etc. Um, Okay, Parker, I don't know who those two are. I literally don't. I grew up in the 80s, so you're going to have to remind me. I don't know who those two are. I don't know. Um, let's see. Yeah, because that's why they made him. They actually made him an adversary of Bugs Bunny on purpose. But Lion King. Oh my gosh. Oh, Simba. And wait a minute. Was Scar the uncle? And Simba was the descendant of the first one? Because Scar was the evil one, right? That was killed by his brother so he could be king or something like that. I haven't seen Lion King since I was like a teenager. Seriously. Nah, thank you. I was like, um, let's see. Did Yosemite Sam hunt Bugs Bunny? I said yes, but I'm going to read exactly what it says. Yosemite Sam, the often aggressive and short-tempered cowboys go, was often the same as to kill Bugs Bunny, same as Elmer Fudd, like I said. Though he isn't a hunter like Elmer Fudd, his character is known well for his hatred for rabbits. So he hates rabbits in general. In general. Um, so apparently, you guys want me to name like groups because I keep getting texts about groups. Um, so since we're now doing groups, we can do one of my favorites, Optimus Prime versus Megatron. Essential 80s, essentially the best, one of the best rivalries in terms of groups ever, ever, ever. Didn't watch the movie, didn't care for the movie, but just clearly um Team Optimus, but you kind of wanted Megatron to win sometimes. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I guess I can put in G.I. Joe versus Cobra, although I really I watched G.I. Joe, but I wasn't really like obsessed with it. But here's one that I want to talk about, and for me, you're probably gonna have to be a girl of the 80s. And I'm gonna make sure I get this right. I'm just gonna read this, hopefully. Um, they're truly, truly outrageous, and that's Jim and the holograms. And they had a rivalry with, I forget, oh, the name of the group was the Misfits. It was Jim and the Holograms versus the Misfits. And probably nobody that, like Parker, you way too young to remember Jim and the Jim and Holograms. Jim was this like teenage girl who like disguised herself for some reason as a singer, and she had this group called Jim and the Holograms, and they would fight against, or they would battle against the Misfits. Top notch cartoon rivalry. Okay, I don't know this one. And is that a cartoon? I think you're talking about Toy Story. Is that a cartoon, or is that animation? Because there's a difference. You know, you have animation is more like where it looks kind of real, and animation is just straight up cartoon drawing. So I don't know. I think you're talking about Toy Story, but you'll maybe have to tell me some more. So anybody else have some before I get to my next kind of group? So I've talked about Jim and the Misfits. I keep saying Jim and the Misfits. Jim and the Holograms versus the Misfits. Top notch rivalry. I'm still hesitant on the Superman versus Lex Luthor because, again, that started out as a comic and not necessarily a cartoon, although there was a cartoon version of it. But then I gotta go with, if I'm gonna go cartoons, I gotta go Super Fans versus Legion of Doom. I mean, yeah, that's what I thought. It was more 3D, but and it was Toy Story. So I gotta talk about my next rivalry: the Legion of Doom versus the Super Friends. Are you serious? This was it. If you were a kid in the 80s, um, this was like the main rivalry. You had 13 of the most sinister villains. I think I can name them all. So I'm going to try to name all the villains in the Legion of Doom. There was Lex Luthor, Brainiac, Grodd, Toyman, Scarecrow, Giganta, Cheetah, Riddler. Ooh, that's eight. I'm missing five. Um, Bizarro. Um, Wait a minute. I know I was doing good right there. I was doing good. No, I'm gonna look these up because I want to get all the. This was the quintessential cartoon rivalry of probably like of my early childhood. Okay, so let's see. Legion of Doom members. Not Dom. Doom. I'm just trying to sit here and name all, but I'm like, okay. So here they are. I found it. So you got Cheetah, Lex Luthor, Black Manta. Black Manta, the one I always forget. Sinestro, Gorilla Grodd, Brainiac, Captain Cold, Joker, Solomon Grundy, Bizarro, Scarecrow, Toyman, Giganta, Riddler, and of course they didn't name. So those are those, and then Of course, you had the Super Friends. I'm pretty sure I could do this one. You had, of course, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Batman and Robin, Aquaman, Apache Chief, the one that had the like his body top half and his bottom half was like a tornado. Um, um, and he was from Japan. And then you had Black Falcon, the Eagle People. Um, the Wonder Twins weren't on the chart. Just a great rivalry because each week they would pair it off. Just quintessential rivalry. Let's see. Look in the comments here. Okay, we're gonna get to that. So my next, and like I said, I'm trying to keep this under 35 minutes because I'm just worn out today. But of course, if you have more rivalries, I can stay a little longer. But I gotta talk about um, my next rivalry, the one that really shaped my childhood: Daffy Duck versus Bugs Bunny. Oh my gosh, Daffy Duck is one of the dumbest written characters I have ever seen. It was, I mean, besides the whole Bugs Bunny tricking him into saying it's rabbit season, and then Bugs Bunny would say, it's rabbit season, and then for some dumb reason, they would go back, rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season, and then Daffy Duck would end up saying duck season, and he's the one that got hunted. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just essentially, like I said, this is essential in terms of cartoon rivalries and how they shape because they didn't even let Daffy win once or twice. It was just all bugs. And there's a special episode that I like, and my sister's still here. She can confirm this. It's still my favorite of this day. So Bugs and Daffy are in this race. And Daffy Duck is cheating all the way around. I mean, just cheating, over cheating, just cheating to the umpteenth power. And so Daffy wins the race. And the race is up to $1 million. And they get to the end, and there's all these boxes. And Daffy's looking at it like, I did all this cheating for these boxes. So he says, you know what? I'm gonna give these boxes to my good friend Bugs. And guess what? There were 1 million boxes with $1 each in them. Are you serious? I laugh every time I see that episode. I mean, and they drew Bugs, and I think that's where I got the term sucker from. Because he turns into a lollipop. Just, if you can find that episode on YouTube, watch it. It is hilarious. Hilarious. Well, before I get to my last one, which Parker kind of foreshadowed, remember that this Friday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be counting down the worst pizza chains nationally. The worst pizza chains, period. They are worse. And then next week on Joe Tuesday, we will be joined again by Ted Rusk. He was on here 2 weeks of last week, and I wanted to bring him back because I still have some questions about the martial law thing. I'm trying to get some other people in there, but they haven't let me know yet whether they're going to come or not. But I still have a ton of more questions I want to ask about his stand and his possible run for governor. So I want to get to, and again, it's this Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to have my food aid. I'm going to have my insulin took, so I'm going to be ready to go. 9 p.m. this Friday, Eastern Standard Time. I will be ranking the worst pizza chains. So Parker must be a mind reader because this is my all-time favorite rivalry. Period. Point blank. No, there's nobody that comes even close to the awesomeness of Tom and Jerry. Nobody. I mean, nobody comes close to it. Um, Nobody. There's no rivalry that is greater, funnier, sad, depressing, joyful, all at the same time. Either Tom is trying to get over Jerry or Jerry's trying to get over Tom. They go to great lengths to, um, let me see, trying to hide that. Okay, so they go to great lengths to one up each other. Um, Whether it's when there was okay, so I'm going to talk about a bunch of Tom and Jerry episodes, but there was this one episode, and I say episodes, but they were more like sketches. There was this one sketch where a chicken thought that Tom was his mother. And of course, Tom wants to eat the chicken. Doesn't want to eat Jerry this episode, but he wants to eat the chicken. And they go through all these things, and the chicken is like, okay, I'll sacrifice my life for you. You're my mother. I love you, and you can eat me. And at the end, Tom grabs out, it's like, no! Oh, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. Another episode, Tom and Jerry tell like. So Tom is trying not to go to the Lake of Fire. Just trying, and he needs Jerry to sign so he doesn't go to the place that nobody wants to go to. And Jerry is like, no, I'm not going to sign. No, I'm not going to sign. And at the very end, he signs and like his name kind of like fades away. Oh my goodness. Another episode I love was when Jerry's guitar playing cowboy came into town, and he would pull guitar strings out of Tom's mouth. Did he have mouth? Yeah, whiskers. He would pull the whiskers off of him so that he could play his guitar. That's where I got it from. And oh, and hi Marlon. So he would take whiskers off of Tom's mouth, I guess that's what you want to call it, mouth, and play the guitar. Another episode, and you can do this on YouTube. Just Google "the white mouse will not explode." I'm telling you what, that episode today still makes me laugh. Just one of the, I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm not going to describe it. I'm not going to go into details. Just go to YouTube and type "the white mouse will not explode." They won't show the full episode. I don't know why, because it's just classic. So that is tonight's episode. I said I was going to try to keep it short because, again, I'm just so tired. I don't know why I'm so tired. Well, yes, I do. I've been moving. But again, remember this Friday at 9 p.m., I will be doing a worst pizza chain countdown. If you want to be on that episode with me, send me an email, and I'll pop up my email, although everybody should know it by now. Let me see if I can find it. Email me at tracymediallc@gmail.com. I plan on having ate by then, having taken my insulin, getting everything all ready so I can, if necessary, stay in for a couple hours. It won't be a couple hours, trust me. But this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be counting down the worst pizza chains. And then Tuesday, next week, Ted Rusk will be coming back to answer more questions about his possible run for governor. So I know this is kind of a announcement short show, but Like I said, I'm just so worn out that I just can't today. And I want to thank everybody that watched, everybody that participated. I hope you enjoyed this reflection of my childhood, another one. And we look forward to seeing you again this Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to tune in. Have a great evening. I'll see you all Friday. Bye bye.